with Salvation Army.
A teenager is dead, his mother in the hospital after a car crash this Christmas Day.
Ho, ho, ho.
And a special delivery. Santa had an escort to make sure nothing got in the way.
And the special way friends are helping one family get through an otherwise lonely Christmas. The news is next.
Live from KSTP TV, this is Channel 5 Eyewitness News at 6.
Being Christmas, it makes it that much tougher.
The act of a careless driver sends a minivan crashing on the interstate, killing a teenaged boy. Good evening, I'm Bridgette Bornstein. Vanita is off.
And I'm Cale Remicker. Thanks for joining us. The family of 4 was heading home to Duluth when the accident happened on Interstate 35 near Forest Lake around 1 o'clock this afternoon.
It was a family headed up to Duluth for Christmas, back to where they grew up.
State troopers tell us the boy's sister was driving the van in the center lane when another driver cut her off and made her lose control. The minivan flipped and ended up in a ditch. A 13-year-old boy riding in the back seat was thrown from the van. He died at the scene. His mom, who was also riding in the back, was hurt. State Trooper Paul Schmidt says this terrible accident is a reminder to all of us to drive a little bit slower this holiday.
Until, you know, the drivers out here start thinking of each other and thinking of how their driving can affect other people, and we start using more common sense and patience out here, we're going to continue to have these kinds of things.
The names of the family members have not been released. The father was not seriously hurt, and neither was the girl who was driving the van. Now, as for the other driver, state police are looking for the person.
Dan Williams was a popular postal carrier for one Minneapolis neighborhood. He died last summer of cancer. But as Kathleen Shannon tells us tonight, his former co-workers, customers on his route, and their neighbors are not forgetting Dan's kindness. And they're making sure his family has a Merry Christmas.
The signs of Christmas are everywhere today in South Minneapolis, except at the Gathering Grounds coffee shop.
Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas!
Call it a miracle on 34th Avenue.
Who needs what?
Because the only thing closed here is the cash register.
Whatever you want to put in the jar will be greatly appreciated. Thank you.
Contributions are helping make this season a little brighter for the Williams family, who have had a tough year.
My dad passed away in June 13.
When Dan Williams' battle with colon cancer ended, his wife's struggle to raise 2 kids alone began.
I'm just telling, people that I'm fine, I'm okay, but if I'm alone, so, because it's bad. I, cry once I'm alone.
To ease her daily grind, friends and family stopped by today for a cup of coffee. The money will help with everything from insurance bills to putting presents under the tree.
A Game Boy and a computer, a CD player, and a CD and sync.
It's only, one thing we don't have, their dad. We try our best, to have the same way that when he was here.
Thanks in large part to the postal carriers, Carol Cox, and an entire neighborhood.
Thank you. See you later. Bye-bye. Particularly at the holidays, you think that's what this is all about.
Kathleen Shannon, Eyewitness News.
Gathering Grounds will stay open until 9 o'clock tonight, and we'll keep collecting for the Williams family for a few more days. Or you can send contributions to the Williams family in care of Gathering Grounds Coffee Shop at 5001 34th Avenue South, Minneapolis. The zip code there is 55417.
St. Paul police escorted Santa Claus on a special Christmas delivery this morning after a thief stole a family's presents.
The perfect thing for you and your makeup.
Kate Sigmund's daughter's Christmas morning was made a whole lot better when Santa stopped by. Last night, someone broke into Kate's home and took her kids' presents.
Well, we came in and the kids' presents was stolen. They had the clothes that my church gave them was still here, but they took a majority of the toys that they had.
The Salvation Army and the St. Paul Police Department stepped in and helped Santa deliver these replacement gifts.
The Salvation Army was also busy today serving up hundreds of meals for the holidays.
I like having the gravy job. It's all gravy.
This server, along with other Salvation Army volunteers, made sure about 500 people had a hot Christmas dinner today. You can see that there were not too many empty tables there at the Salvation Army Harbor Light Center in Minneapolis. While in St. Paul, the Salvation Army gave away toys to about 1,700 children.
Santa was busy all day today. We also caught up with him working some overtime for the U.S. Postal Service.
Ho, ho, ho! We got your package here for you. Merry Christmas.
He stopped by Cam Kenny's house to deliver a package from Cam's 7-year-old son who lives in Boston and who barely made it in time. Santa didn't mind the overtime. He tells us it's all part of the season.
As long as it puts a smile on someone's face, you know, the Christmas spirit. Make people happy and you can never go wrong.
Good message. Besides opening presents, people around the Twin Cities made Christmas morning church services a part of their day. This was Christmas morning service at the Cathedral in St. Paul. Churches in the metro are busy this weekend. Besides Christmas Day services, most offered services last night, and most will offer traditional Sunday services tomorrow as well. At one Twin Cities church, there's something extra to its service.
And members of the Trinity Episcopal Church in Anoka are sharing their time, and they are also sharing a meal with some who might otherwise go without today. Pastor Barbara Dumke joins us from the feast. And Pastor, it looks like you have a full house there.
Yes, we do.
About how many people do you think you have?
Well, I don't know right now tonight, but we had reservations for 200.
That's quite a few. I understand this is not necessarily a Christmas tradition. This is a tradition year-round. Tell me about that.
Yes, we serve the family table on the last Saturday of every month, and we've been doing it for 5 years. It's a community meal. Anyone's free to come, and then we offer a bag of groceries.
Tell me about what you're serving today. I understand that preparations began early this morning.
Yes, they came in early this morning, serving baking 20 turkeys. We have a traditional turkey, gravy, dressing, mashed potato meal.
And normally I'd imagine that you would spend this day with your family and the other people there. It would normally be a private time. Tell me what it's like spending it with hundreds today.
Well, it's a wonderful time because it really expands the whole understanding of what Christmas is really about, which is sharing the love that we've already received from Jesus.
Well, Pastor Dumke, thank you so much for joining us, and Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas to you. Thank you very much.
Tonight we know what the hijackers of an Indian airliner's jet want. They're demanding that India release a Pakistani religious leader and several Kashmir fighters. India says it won't do it. This is the jet as it took off from Dubai and the United Arab Emirates for Afghanistan last night. Right now, the hijackers are holding 160 passengers hostage on a southern Afghanistan runway. 27 passengers were released last night, along with the body of a dead passenger who was killed when he ignored warnings not to remove his blindfold. The hijacking started over 24 hours ago when the plane took off from Nepal.
A computer Grinch is trying to take the fun out of Christmas Day with a virus that's supposed to activate today. If you're on the internet, watch out if you see this file. It's win32.kriz.3862 and affects Windows 95, 98, and NT software. Computer experts say you should not open any unexpected files with email attachments. Like most viruses, this one can crash hard drives and wipe out files. We hope you got all your holiday shopping done on time.
Yeah, but Bridgette, apparently there were a few who didn't, and these last-minute shoppers were lucky to find a store open today. We'll show you where.
And they mean it when they say they have a no-return policy at this favorite discount store. We'll tell you why these were truly final sales.
And temperatures today soared into the 40s for most of the state. I'll tell you if this warm-up is going to last through the weekend coming up.
For the past century, Ford's been making automotive history. And as we move into the 21st century, we're doing it again. It's your Northland Ford Store's 20th century celebration, where you'll save big on Explorer and Windstar. Get financing as low as $3.9 or up to $1,500 cash back on the 5-star safety-rated Windstar LX. Or for $299 a month, lease the well-equipped 2000 Explorer XLT, America's best-selling SUV. So get to your Northland Ford store, because before long, the 20th century celebration will be history.
The regular season is winding down. Be sure to catch all the excitement of Minnesota Vikings football on the next Vikings Live. This week, your local Dodge dealers and Best Buy help deliver the highlights from the Vikings-Giants matchup. Channel 5's Joe Schmidt is live in the studio with guys who snap into action. Viking center Jeff Christie and long snapper Mike Morris. Plus, Denny Green's battle plan to beat Detroit and another look inside the Vikings. Catch Vikings Live Monday at 6:30 on Channel 5. You want game? Channel 5's got it.
Whoa! Nice.
What in the world were they thinking? If you want something done right, you've got to do it yourself.
Thank you.
Get what you really wanted at Dayton's after Christmas sale and clearance. Doors open at 8 tomorrow.
What if, in the year 2000, interest rates suddenly plummeted to zero? Well, that couldn't happen, could it? Introducing Mitsubishi's 000 till 01 event. 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments for all of the year 2000 when you buy any new Mitsubishi. The future is a wild place. Mitsubishi's 000 till 01 event ends January 3rd.
Well, just about every store in the metro is closed today, but we found one store that's open.
I'm here for some lighter fluid because I'm barbecuing on Christmas Day.
How about that?
I hate it too when I run out of lighter fluid on Christmas Day. That man found what he needed at this Walgreens store in St. Paul. Employees tell us they were a little busy with shoppers really pulling that last-second shopping stunt. Tomorrow, it's anything but business as usual for most stores and malls. Many stores open early with after Christmas sales and returns. Well, for one Twin Cities retail landmark, the doors will remain closed tomorrow.
Yeah, bargain hunters got their last chance to shop at Banks Department Store in northeast Minneapolis yesterday. Channel 5 photojournalist John Gross was there.
The store's been here at this location for 80 years.
Going into Banks for the last time.
This is the busiest I have seen this place. Hectic. Very hectic.
This one's going to end up being about $140 and then 60% off of that.
I hope we don't have to wait all day. I'm disappointed because I thought it would be here forever, I guess.
You said you didn't want this because it was 85. But 60% off. It's worth it. Is your woman worth it?
That means how much?
Is she worth it? That's the thing. Christmas ain't but once a year.
You're losing a place to say, boy, look what I got.
This is a good deal on this.
And when you go out smiling, you think you won.
There you go. Have a good day. The line is barely moving.
For the last few weeks, we've been averaging maybe 3,500 to 5,000 customers a day.
Oh, see, boy, oh boy.
It is an institution in itself.
I shop here almost every weekend, and I've never seen the lines this long.
Yep, this is the last day. But they relocating somewhere else, so it'll be back open soon, next few months, as soon as they find them another building.
Have a Merry Christmas.
An institution is just plain disappeared.
Banks hopes to reopen in a new location, but owners have not yet found a site. The Banks store in Mankato will remain open.
Well, if you wanted warmer temperatures for Christmas, you got your presents.
Yeah, meteorologist Joe Bender is up next to tell us if they'll continue. And this snowmobiler is taking chances on this ice. We'll tell you why next.
Get ready to play. The hottest action in any casino is always at the tables, and with the largest variety of table games in Iowa, from low stakes to high stakes, only Meskwaki brings you the thrill and excitement table play delivers. A roll of the dice, a spin of the wheel, let it ride and play your best deal. Because when you're looking for real table action, it's time to play Meskwaki. Come on and play Meskwaki.
where good times are a rich tradition.
Where you're headed isn't on any map. There are no roads to follow. The only directions you have are in your soul. And the only gear you'll need is an Explorer from your Ford outfitter. Right now, get Explorer's powerful V6 engine, control track 4-wheel drive, CD player, and remote keyless entry, all for just $299 a month. One thing will soon be clear. In an Explorer, there are no boundaries. Explorer XLT. Drive one at your Northland Ford store.
The style was unmistakable. It's me.
Wix Furniture's big after Christmas sale starts tomorrow. Incredible savings.
To me, that's sexy.
Best Buy, bringing a little magic to life.
For Christmas and all year round, nothing escapes the power of the Dirt Devil.
Turn to Channel 5 School Watch Plus when bad weather hits. It's fast, accurate, and easy to read. School Watch Plus is sponsored by White Bear Lake Superstore.
Merry Christmas from the staff of Sports Wrap. This Sunday, Chris Dolman and Mike Tyson of the Minnesota Vikings talk about the Giant game. The Wrap, Sunday night, 10:35.
This snowmobiler should not be on the ice. It looks solid on White Bear Lake, but it's still too soon for the snowmobiles or for cars. The Department of Natural Resources warns the ice on Minnesota lakes and rivers is not thick enough yet. Today's warmer temperatures will only make the ice thinner.
Nice day outside.
And it was a beautiful day.
We were covering a story last week in which somebody was out on White Bear Lake and fell through on their boat, and the sheriff told us that they're going to go after these people who are out there. It's just too warm.
That's probably a good idea, and today temperatures were in the 40s. You really need about 5 inches for snowmobiles to be safe, 8 to 12 for a car, and we haven't been cold enough for long enough for that to happen. So even though it looks like it's safe out there, it's really not quite yet. We need some cooler temperatures in, and it doesn't look like we're going to be getting them anytime soon, but it will be cooler than it was today. Thankfully, though, we did have a white Christmas, and I did a little bit of checking into the last 100 years of how many times we actually did have a white Christmas here in the Twin Cities. For 1/4 of them, they were snowless. So about 25 out of 100, we didn't have any snow at all. And I also found out that the snowiest Christmases were these dates. In 1983, we had 20 inches of snow on the ground, 1996, 18 inches, and 1968, 15 inches on the ground. So probably a lot of sledding and snowboarding and skiing going on those Christmases. Well, outside right now, we have some beautiful lights out there. Everyone's probably lighting up their homes for the last official day of Christmas, but I know I leave my lights on for about another month. 41 right now at the dew point at 30. Humidity is at 65%. Pressure is steady. Wind is out of the west at about 18 miles per hour. Our high today reached 42 degrees. 51 was the record back in 1922. Our low 17 this morning. Sun will rise at 7:50 tomorrow morning and set at 4:37 tomorrow afternoon. Here's a look at our neighborhood weather net stations. These are our highs from today: 46 in Plymouth, 45 in Minneapolis, 43 in Woodbury, 42 in Shakopee. So a very nice afternoon. Currently, temperatures are still in the upper 30s and low 40s. Take a look at these temperatures from across the nation. Now you can see we were in the 40s, 42 here in the Twin Cities. Winnipeg was at 41, and we are the same temperature. Atlanta, 41 degrees, 32 in Raleigh. You can see the cold air that we had over the days before this is in the Northeast, where they had temperatures only in the teens. So it was a very warm day across the Midwest. And here across the state, 45 in International Falls. It's the warmest Christmas ever for International Falls. 45 in Hibbing, 44 in Duluth. So it was definitely on the balmy side for our Christmas. But there are some changes taking place. You can see this area of warm air that we had today is going to be moving off to our east. And we have a cold front that's going to be dumping in some very cold air, and it's also going to create some very strong winds tonight and through the day tomorrow. A little bit of snowfall following that, moving in from the north, and we have a chance at seeing some of that late tomorrow night. Let's take a look at our forecast for tonight. We're going to stay at least a little bit more mild. 18 for our overnight low. Partly cloudy, windy conditions. Those northwest winds ahead of that front, 15 to 25 miles per hour. We're going to stay windy throughout the day tomorrow with a high close to 30 degrees. Northwest winds gusting possibly more than 30 miles per hour. So be aware tomorrow it's going to be a windy one. Chance for some light snow moves in late on Sunday night and another chance for snow on Monday. And you can see temperatures kind of moderating there around the upper 20s, low 30s, about 5 to 7 degrees warmer than where it should be for this time of year, but no more 40s in sight.
We'll take it.
Okay.
Thanks, Joe. Christmas cheer continues tonight right here on Channel 5 with Disney's Very Merry Christmas Parade. All right, you'll see and hear groups like NSYNC. You can't hear them now, but you'll hear them later, in addition to the parade. Dharma and Greg stars Susan Sullivan and Mitchell Ryan are hosting the special with a lot of dancing going on. They recently joked with our Rusty Gatenby about Sullivan's Minnesota past.
She's the star of the winter carnivals all over the northern part of the country.
Who is that person?
We're not sure when Sullivan led the St. Paul Winter Carnival Parade, or maybe exactly what she said there. We are sure you can watch the 1999 Walt Disney World Very Merry Christmas Parade at 7 o'clock tonight right here on Channel 5. Okay, the Detroit Lions can clinch a playoff spot with some help this weekend. First, they needed to win over the defending Super Bowl champion, the Broncos.
Eric Gisselson has the latest playoff picture coming up. Plus, it's safe to say the Vikings have a giant game in more ways than one tomorrow. Eric will have a preview next in sports.
When you're ready for a change, check out the 2000 Alero by Oldsmobile. Right now, you can lease the Alero GL for as low as $229 a month and get great offers on every other Oldsmobile. At your local Oldsmobile dealer. Start something.
At McDonald's, we put extra zest into seasoning our biggest, beefiest burger. We go the extra mile with thick sliced tomato and fresh whole leaf lettuce. We even think big about exactly where to put the ketchup and mayo. Why? Because you have big expectations that can only be satisfied by the new Big Extra. Introducing the new Big Extra in an extra value meal with America's favorite fries and an ice cold Coke for just $2.99. Where? Did somebody say McDonald's?
You're just in time. It's your last chance this century for unbeatable appliance savings from Warner Stelling, your appliance specialists.
Time has come today.
You'll save on top-rated ranges, including Frigidaire.
Can't put it off another day.
Refrigerators like this Amana have never sold for less. Save on super capacity clothes washers by Maytag. It's your last chance this century to save on appliances with your specialists at Warner Stelling. But you must act fast because time is running out.
So maybe you didn't get exactly what you wanted this Christmas. Well, you can still shop Macy's after Christmas sale and clearance. Holiday cards, gift wrap, ornaments, and all the trimmings are 50% off. Plus, save on some perfect gifts for yourself, like the season's best coats, sweaters, shoes, and more. Check your newspaper for Macy's extra 15% off coupons to use on a single sale or clearance item, now through Tuesday only, at the After Christmas Sale and Clearance. Stores open extra early on Sunday at Macy's.
Minnesota winters can be wonderful or downright frightening, but Dave Dahl and Weather Center 5 are always ready with School Watch Plus so you can prepare. And now with Snow Tracker, so for the first time you can see if it's snow or sleet or rain. With accurate details so you're ready for the worst. With Neighborhood WeatherNet, so your forecast is really local. The best tools, the most experienced team, always ready to help you get started. Dave Dahl and Weather Center 5.
Happened to be at the airport today when the Vikings were flying out to New York at about 1 o'clock.
Yeah, seems like things are falling into place nicely for them.
I'm wondering if they have to finish the season with everybody losing the way.
Don't even play. Just let everybody else lose.
Unbelievable. Well, forget for a second all the different playoff scenarios for the Vikings. It's as simple as this right now. If the Vikings win out, not only will they make the playoffs, but they will most likely host a home game. The Vikings defense played, of course, their best game of the season Monday night against Green Bay. They sacked Brett Favre 4 times and picked him off twice. And Randy Moss did his usual thing, too. He caught a couple of touchdowns, and he'll have to have the same kind of impact tomorrow against the Giants. in what we should mention is a very, very tough place to win in.
I'm in New York and play, but it's fun. You know, I know as a player you like to go into the rowdy fans and, you know, the loud crowds, and you know, it's always fun to go in there and try and control that.
Well, it's very loud there. I'm sure it's going to be cold. You know, the wind's always a factor at Giant Stadium, and you know, it's just a very tough place to play. You know, the crowd knows it's probably going to be a big factor too.
Now, the New York Giants have a reputation as being very conservative on offense, but since Kerry Collins took over at quarterback, their offense has changed dramatically. Collins and Amani Toomer have formed a pretty nice 1-2 punch the last few weeks. The Vikings secondary will certainly have their hands full. And the Giants have a pretty good running back in Joe Montgomery. This could actually be a very high-scoring game.
They got some areas that we need to exploit. I think that their defense is good, but we need to take advantage of some of the areas that they got. But I don't know. I think, you know, it should be a good game. I think our offense has a lot of opportunities to make big plays.
It sure would be nice to keep their offense off the field. I mean, they definitely have that big play type capability and big-time players. So, you know, we would like to play our most efficient game in the season.
Now, one matchup to keep an eye on tomorrow is Giants quarterback Conrad Hamilton will make his first start of the season. He will go against Randy Moss. Expect Moss to go deep once, twice, probably 3 times. And plenty more on the Vikings tomorrow on Sports Wrap. Joe Schmidt will be joined live in studio by defensive lineman Chris Dolman and offensive line coach Mike Tice. They'll have a complete wrap-up on the game. Plus, I'll join Joe to talk about, well, Minnesota's greatest sports moments of the 90s. The Big Show Sports Wrap Sunday at 10:35. As we talked about, Santa Claus came early for the Vikings when Dallas lost yesterday. Today, jolly old St. Nick worked a little overtime, made Christmas especially merry when the Lions lost to the Denver Broncos. That's Santa. What a crazy guy. The Lions have hit the skids. They've lost 2 in a row, and their offense was held scoreless in the first half today against Denver. The only highlight, the first half interception by Mark Carrier to stop a Denver drive. No score at halftime. The Bronx have sorely missed Terrell Davis this season, but hey, Olandis Gary ain't bad. This 45-yard touchdown run was a little Terrell Davis-like. Gary has over 350 yards rushing in the last 2 games. Brian Griese settling in as the Denver quarterback of the future, back in the state where he played college ball, hit Dwayne Caldwell for a 1-yard strike. The 17-7 final was enough to have the Lions saying bah humbug as they hit the locker room over at Silverdome. Here is the latest playoff standings then. Detroit in trouble. The Vikings somehow, some way in the driver's seat. The Vikings could also still win the division with 2 wins and a Tampa loss. Look out for Carolina. They play Pittsburgh and New Orleans. 2 very, very winnable ball games. Orlando Brown of the Cleveland Browns has reportedly been released from the hospital. Brown, of course, is the player who was hit in the eye last Sunday by officials' flags. Brown, in turn, shoved the ref to the ground here, resulting in an indefinite suspension. He has since apologized for his actions, but could still receive more severe penalties during the offseason. Well, after a busy night, Santa deserves this, doesn't he? A little fun in the sun today over in Hawaii. Beautiful day. Actually, it was so beautiful that no one went to the Aloha Bowl to watch the actual ball game. The stadium was half empty for the Aloha Bowl, but that was fine with Wake Forest. The Demon Deacons jumped all over Arizona State. Ben Sankey hit Jimmy Caldwell. 56-yard touchdown. Wake led it 13-3. Morgan Kane added this 1-yard touchdown run later on. Wake Forest beat the Sun Devils 23-3. It's been a bad year for the Pac-10, but a good day for Santa, who wrapped up a busy night's work.
Thanks, Eric.
We hope more people watch the game than were at the game.
That's always kind of a key, isn't it? When you, yeah, exactly. I got you.
One last quick check of weather, Joe.
Well, not as warm as it was today, but not bad for the forecast. We'll see a high close to 30 by tomorrow. A little snow maybe on the way.
Okay. Well, thanks for watching Eyewitness News at 6.
Join us back here tonight at 10. Have a great night.
Over the past 1/8 Central.
This parked plane is full of hijackers and hostages. The latest next.
Plus, spin doctors and press briefings will tell you how the media has changed the presidency.
Live from KSTP TV, this is Channel 5 Eyewitness News at 10.
The melodic voices of the St. John's Boys Choir sang in unison during a midnight mass in Collegeville. It started one of the holiest days on the Christian calendar, the birth of Jesus. And inspiration in New York. Cardinal John O'Connor helped with midnight mass at St. Patrick's Church just 4 months after having a brain tumor removed. In Bethlehem this morning, Christians around the world gathered at the birthplace of Jesus. The mass capped a joyous day of festivities in Bethlehem.
A Merry Christmas morning, Discovery. Time to return Hubble to the heavens.
And an entirely different Christmas feeling up in space, where Santa took time out of a busy schedule to visit the crew of the Space Shuttle Discovery. And here at home, hundreds gathered at the St. Paul Cathedral for midnight mass. These religious festivities combined to make a beautiful mosaic for this last Christmas of the 1900s. Good evening, and thanks for joining us on this Christmas night. I'm Kale Remaker.
And I'm Bridgette Bornstein. Vanita is off tonight. The Christmas spirit is alive and well in one Minneapolis neighborhood. You see, Dan Williams was a popular postal carrier who delivered the mail around Lake Nokomis. He died last summer of cancer. But as Kathleen Shannon tells us tonight, his former co-workers and others are delivering good cheer to his family.
The signs of Christmas are everywhere today in South Minneapolis, except at the Gathering Grounds coffee shop.
Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas!
Call it a miracle on 34th Avenue.
Who needs what?
Because the only thing closed here is the cash register.
Whatever you want to put in the jar will be greatly appreciated. Thank you.
Contributions are helping make this season a little brighter for the Williams family, who have had a tough year.
My dad passed away in June 13.
When Dan Williams' battle with colon cancer ended, his wife's struggle to raise 2 kids alone began.
I'm just telling, people that I'm fine, I'm okay, but if I'm alone, so, because it's bad. I, cry once I'm alone.
To ease her daily grind, friends and family stopped by today for a cup of coffee. The money will help with everything from insurance bills to putting presents under the tree.
A Game Boy and a computer, a CD player, and a CD and sync. It's only, one thing we don't have, their dad. We try our best, to have the same way that when he was here.
Thanks in large part to the postal carriers, Carol Cox, and an entire neighborhood.
Thank you. See you later. Bye-bye. Particularly at the holidays, you think that's what this is all about.
Kathleen Shannon, Eyewitness News.
Gathering Grounds will be collecting more for the Williams family over the next few days.
Tonight, members of the St. Paul family are enjoying their presents despite a crook's best effort to ruin their Christmas. Santa got a special escort from the St. Paul Police Department to Kate Sigmund's home today. Someone broke in and took the presents meant for her 4 children last night. With the Salvation Army's help, Santa managed to make this delivery complete with enough toys for everybody.
Everything that's in the bag is for you. So Merry Christmas to all of you. And let's hope this next year will be a better year than last year was.
Tonight, police are looking for whoever took the presents. Santa Claus is probably planning a much-deserved vacation after all the work he did this weekend. Earlier, he also helped out the U.S. Postal Service by making a few special deliveries like this one in Minneapolis. Santa tells us he was happy to deliver last-minute presents on such a sunny day.
Even beautiful sunny days.
Oh, yeah. It does put a smile on people's face. Merry Christmas. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And instead of a sleigh, as you can see, Santa used the van for his deliveries today. Well, sometimes the best gift you can give is your time.
Yeah, that's what they did today at Trinity Episcopal Church in Anoka. Members shared this Christmas day with some who might otherwise have been alone.
Today's Christmas Day. More turkeys.
Cooking and Christmas, they just seem to go together.
And these will be our potatoes.
And for volunteers like Gary Hillman, it's a labor of love.
It's hard to see, people that don't have someplace to go for Christmas.
That's why Gary and friends are inviting a few more friends over for their Christmas dinner.
Anywhere from 200 to 250.
That's right, over 200 people. But it's not just Christmas dinner they serve here at Trinity Episcopal Church.
Well, every family that comes here gets a bag of groceries.
And it's just a day's worth of food for them.
It's called Family Table. the last Saturday of every month for the past 5 years.
Loving God on this Christmas day.
They have taken care of those in need around Anoka.
Merry Christmas.
A Christmas to remember the true meaning of Christmas.
It's receiving God's love and giving it away.
We've been cooking all day.
I forgot to put my teeth in. I said, now I can do this.
And for Arlie Medine, it's fellowship.
I see you're so pretty.
Fellowship, all wrapped up in a turkey dinner with a side order of love.
I love that gravy.
This fellowship table is meant just for people like 86-year-old Arlie.
I tell you, I'd be home alone. I'm a loner anyway.
Arlie lives a solitary life, his wife in a home. This is one of the few contacts he has with the outside world.
Merry Christmas. Well, we keep doing it both because there's a need, but also because we feel nurtured by it, cared for. It's something that we get more alive by doing it.
The food for this dinner is all donated from food pantries and church members, and they can always use more donations and volunteers. The dinner at Anoka Trinity is every last Saturday of the month. The Salvation Army was also busy today, serving up hundreds of meals for the holidays.
I like having the gravy job. It's all gravy.
This server, along with other Salvation Army volunteers, made sure about 500 people had a hot Christmas dinner today. And you can see there were not too many empty tables at the Salvation Army Harbor Light Center in Minneapolis. While in St. Paul, the Salvation Army gave away toys to about 1,700 children.
Tonight, state police are looking for the person who may have caused a minivan to crash, killing a boy. The teenager died when his family's minivan crashed near Forest Lake on Interstate 35. Police tell us the boy's sister was driving the minivan back to their home in Duluth. Apparently, another driver cut in front of the van, causing her to lose control of the van and flip it.
It's just a continuation of the way people are driving nowadays. Everybody's in a hurry, and they don't care. A lot of people don't care what their driving actions, how their driving actions affect other people.
The boy's mother was also hurt. The names of the family members have not been released. Now, despite the cold weather the past week, the Department of Natural Resources is warning people against the dangers of thin ice. This is White Bear Lake, and as you can see, some people are taking their chances. The DNR says the ice is just not safe enough to support snowmobiles in most areas. Last winter, 10 people died in Minnesota after falling through the ice. Now, just how little ice do we have out there, and how much do you need for yourself to be safe?
Yeah, meteorologist Joe Bender joins us now with more on ice safety.
That's right. What we've had over the last week is we've had some very cool temperatures, but we've only had about a week of cool temperatures. We really need a solid 10 days to 3 weeks to be able to have ice safe enough for people to snowmobile and drive cars on. Here's just a little chart on what we can expect for ice safety. 4 inches or more you need just for a human to be on the ice. We need 5 inches for a snowmobile, 8 to 12 inches for a car, and for a van, we need nearly 15 inches. Now, we had some warm temperatures, of course, today, and what that's going to do is melt some of that ice. Here's how lakes freeze. In the summer, all of the cold water is at the bottom because the sun is warming the surface. By the time we hit fall, that cold water becomes less dense, and that rises to the top, and then once we get to winter, it freezes, but it freezes from the top down. So even though it may look like the lake is frozen, it may only be frozen maybe an inch or two. So it's always safe to wait for longer when we've had longer spells of those below zero temperatures. And this week we're still going to kind of flirt with that freezing mark. So I don't know how solid the ice is going to be at the end of the weekend either, but we'll keep an eye on that. Kale?
All right, Joe, thanks. Obviously helped it out. I was a little bit confused there at the start, and she made it more simple. We started coverage of the world in southern Afghanistan, where 160 passengers of a hijacked plane are still being held hostage. A little more than 24 hours ago, this plane was taken over by militant Muslims. The hijackers have killed at least one person and threatened to kill everyone on board unless the country of India releases a Pakistani religious leader and several other so-called freedom fighters. Now, despite their demands, there are no negotiations.
No country can possibly accept the threat implicit in hijacking.
27 passengers have been released so far, mostly women and children. It was a busy holiday week for employees at Northwest Airlines. The airline reports last Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday were its busiest days this holiday season. Here in the Twin Cities alone, about 90,000 passengers moved through Northwest gates since Wednesday. About 200,000 people flew Northwest nationally. The airline expects business to pick up again on Monday and Tuesday when travelers go home after the holiday weekend.
This is quite a story. It's being called a Christmas miracle in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Besides my grandchildren.
Snowflake Flower is talking to her daughter.
16 years ago, Patty Whitehall fell into a coma after giving birth to her 4th child. Well, today she woke up. Her former husband and her children live in another state, but Whitehall says she looks forward to seeing how they grew up.
Not even imagine what that would be like.
Quite a story.
A Christmas miracle.
Well, a century full of presidents and 100 years of covering them.
But how has the media changed the presidency?
There is a lot of spinning, no question about it, but there's also so much control, manipulation, managing the news.
The press and the presidency, 100 years of covering the president, is next. Joe?
And we had warm temperatures throughout most of the Midwest. However, that's going to change as early as tomorrow. I'll have details on your forecast coming up.
Then the playoff picture changed a bit this afternoon, and for the Vikes, it changed for the better. The story is coming up in sports.
Lots of folks are trying their hands at minivans these days. If you'd like to build one too, why not make it easy on yourself? Just use the pattern everyone else seems to be using. Dodge Caravan, the most innovative, most imitated, most trusted, best-selling minivan ever. Now lease a Grand Caravan Sport for just $329 a month.
Make Meskwaki your good time destination. Meskwaki's over 200-room hotel and convention center features jacuzzi suites, recreation, great food, and non-stop entertainment. Whether your plans include business, romantic dinners, a relaxing getaway, or you just want to have fun, Meskwaki has the perfect getaway package for you.
Come on and play Meskwaki, where good times are rich tradition.
It's Christmas time in farmland. And mostly, it's business as usual. The people who own the brand are proud of the work, proud of the land, and happy to take a moment and share the joys of the holiday. So, in this season of giving and warmth, the families who bring you the goodness of farmland wish you and your family all our best. Farmland, proud to be farmer-owned.
So maybe you didn't get exactly what you wanted this Christmas. Well, you can still shop Macy's after Christmas sale and clearance. Holiday cards, gift wrap, ornaments, and all the trimmings are 50% off. Plus, save on some perfect gifts for yourself, like the season's best coats, sweaters, shoes, and more. Check your newspaper for Macy's extra 15% off coupons to use on a single sale or clearance item, now through Tuesday only, at the after Christmas sale and clearance. Stores open extra early on Sunday at Macy's.
Happy holidays from the sports department at Channel 5, and we hope the new year is full of wins and great memories. If it is, we'll cover them all for you on Sports Wrap. This Sunday on The Big Show, Vikings defensive end Chris Dolman joins us live to talk about the game with the New York Giants. Plus, offensive line coach Mike Tice will be here to talk about the playoff picture and his Pro Bowlers. Sports Wrap, Sunday night at 10:35, only on Channel 5.
Kennedy was the one who exploited television as it had never been done before.
The presidential photo op was popularized with JFK in the 1960s, but Franklin Roosevelt started the press manipulation during his presidency. So how does the media affect the White House?
From spin doctors to daily press briefings, the media's role in covering the president has changed in the 20th century. The relationship has changed from cozy to nosy. ABC's Lauren Rogers has more on the press and the president.
The daily White House press briefing, attended by scores of reporters assigned to the West Wing and watched closely by many more around the world. For modern presidents, the advent of the 24-hour news cycle has given birth to live news conferences beamed around the globe, and instantaneous news analysis.
Television has changed not only the way we elect our presidents, but how they govern, and finally the agenda that they follow.
It was Franklin Delano Roosevelt who first saw the power of the electronic media and attempted to harness it for the presidency.
He gave dozens of fireside chats. You could walk down the street, and out of every house would be blaring the voice of Franklin Roosevelt explaining the New Deal. That gave a president an awful lot of power that presidents never had before.
Later, presidents began to see the importance of cultivating a public persona specifically for the benefit of cameras, leading to the invention of the television photo opportunity. President Eisenhower, generally thought of as a fairly static figure, understood the power of television images and carefully staged events. Still, it is John F. Kennedy who is remembered as the first television president.
Kennedy was the one who exploited television as had never been done before.
President Kennedy introduced the live weekly news conference, bringing the presidency even closer to the public. Helen Thomas has covered the White House since 1961.
In the Kennedy era, Pierre Salinger readily acknowledged managed news, and it's evolved from then. But I'm sure from George Washington on that, you know, it's always adversarial.
In recent years, Americans have had a front row seat to that adversarial relationship. The Clinton administration, for the first time, allowed the daily White House briefing to be broadcast live and in its entirety. But the pervasive presence of television in the White House hasn't necessarily improved Americans' understanding of the executive branch.
There's a lot of smoke and not much fire. And that is that you have to satisfy the camera, and sometimes you have to be more responsive to television than you are to the real issues.
As administrations become more sophisticated in their use of the news media, reporters, as well as their viewers, have become more skeptical.
Well, there is a lot of spinning, no question about it, but there's also so much control, manipulation, managing the news.
As the internet explodes and cable and satellite technologies expand, managing the news will become an even greater challenge for the men and women who represent the presidency at the White House. I'm Lauren Rogers, ABC News, Washington.
And it will be interesting to see how we cover the president in the upcoming century.
I remember growing up with Ronald Reagan, and he just, to this day, just seems the master of being able to put a smiling face on any situation. He was the best at it. Joe Bender is here now.
Speaking of smiling faces.
Yes.
Lots of smiling faces today. I know. It was beautiful out there today. Now, though, if you walk outside, a lot of wind out there, and that's going to be the pattern for not only tonight, through the day tomorrow, though, as well. Lots of wind moving in, and also some cooler temperatures. So you will feel a difference when you walk outside tomorrow. Look at these highs from today, though. Here's our weather net stations: 40 in Fridley, 44 in White Bear Lake. It was 45 in Minneapolis, 42 in Shakopee. So very balmy out there today. And currently we're still in the mid to upper 30s, even some 40s still hitting around the metro. Our current temperature out at the airport is 39 degrees. We have partly cloudy skies. Our dew point at 27, humidity 59%. Pressure is falling and wind is out of the west. It's up to 18 miles per hour here in the Twin Cities. Today our high was 42 degrees, our low 17 this morning, so a very mild start as well. Sun will rise at 7:50 tomorrow morning and set at 4:37. Across the nation, you can see where the warm air was, right across the Midwest and even off to the west. 52 today in Billings. It was 48 even as far north as Calgary. So we had some very warm air in place. There is some cooler air, though, that's going to be moving in by later tonight. Already we're seeing 22 in International Falls. It's about 28 in Hibbing, 25 in Roseau. The cold air is coming from the north, and what's happening is it's bringing some very strong winds with it. That's why we have wind chill values down at 15 below in International Falls, even with that temperature up in the upper 20s, 7 below in Roseau, 7 below in Bemidji. So you can really see where that front already is. It's just dipping right down from the north, and that's going to create some windy conditions tonight. The warm air that's been in place is now going to scoot off to the east, and that front's going to be dipping south over the overnight hours and through the day tomorrow. So as it brings down that cold air, we could also trigger off a few flurries, maybe some light snow across the northwest tomorrow afternoon, and we could even see a little bit of light snow down here in southern Minnesota, but not until tomorrow night. High pressure remains off to our west, but it is going to create some clearer conditions for the morning hours before those clouds and winds start moving in. Let's take a look at our forecast for tonight. We're going to stay partly cloudy, drop down to around 18 degrees. Windy conditions with those northwest winds about 15 to 25 miles per hour. Now, those winds are going to stay strong through the day tomorrow. They could have sustained up to 30. We could have gusting up to 40 or 50 miles an hour, a high close to 30 degrees. So even though the temperatures are going to be warm, with that wind, it's not going to feel as warm. A chance for snow moves in late on Sunday night and into the morning hours on Monday. And otherwise, it looks dry throughout the rest of the week. And you can see those temperatures right around 28, 32, 33. So that's going to create possibly some problems with that ice freezing.
Okay. Thanks, Joe. Hey, well, the Vikings got some help from the defending Super Bowl champs today. Sports is next. But first, here are tonight's winning lottery numbers. Good luck.
This Eyewitness News weather report is sponsored by your local Northland Ford store.
Throughout the 1900s, Ford made automotive history numerous times. And to close out the 20th century, we're doing it again. It's your Northland Ford store's 20th century celebration, where you'll save big on the Northland's best trucks. Get financing as low as $3.9 on the 2000 Northland Edition F-150. Or for $179 a month, lease the loaded Northland Edition Ranger 4x4 Super Cab, built right here in St. Paul. So get to your Northland Ford store, because before long, the 20th century celebration will be history.
Minnesota winters can be wonderful or downright frightening, but Dave Dahl and Weather Center 5 are always ready with School Watch Plus so you can prepare. And now with Snow Tracker, so for the first time you can see if it's snow or sleet or rain. With accurate details so you're ready for the worst. With Neighborhood WeatherNet, so your forecast is really local. The best tools, the most experienced team, always ready to help you get started. Dave Dahl and Weather Center 5.
Got a busy schedule where you've got to get to work faster? You'll find your office at Home. Home has a variety of desk designs made with computer workspace. Right now, choose from a 60-inch printer desk or 60-inch tower desk for $448 and get a free matching hutch with purchase. Home has your style at affordable pricing. There's only one place for what you want: Home Furniture. You'll find your office at Home.
The regular season is winding down. Be sure to catch all the excitement of Minnesota Vikings football on the next Vikings Live. This week, your local Dodge dealers and Best Buy help deliver the highlights from the Vikings-Giants matchup. Channel 5's Joe Schmidt is live in the studio with guys who snap into action. Viking center Jeff Christie and long snapper Mike Morris. Plus, Denny Green's battle plan to beat Detroit and another look inside the Vikings. Catch Vikings Live Monday at 6:30 on Channel 5. You want game? Channel 5's got it.
You do that very well.
Thank you.
We're getting ready to walk to cure juvenile diabetes.
Through your support, children like Cameron have a chance to fight this life-threatening disease.
So put on your walking shoes and join Channel 5 and the Juvenile Diabetes Foundation at the Mall of America Saturday, January 22nd to walk for the cure.
Pick up your pledge brochure at KSTP's Broadcast Center or go to KSTP.com.
Or jdfminnesota.org. Helping you help others. That's Channel 5.
Well, the Vikings really control their own destiny now for the playoffs.
Got a lot of help from the Lions, lost to Denver today.
Wondering to think if this isn't disqualification rather than qualification for the postseason. Well, they still have to win. Let's see. The Vikes beat the Packers Monday night. Christmas Eve, the Saints beat the Cowboys. St. Nicholas delivered some presents last night. More gifts today when the Lions lose to the Broncos. And the Vikes can clinch a playoff spot with a win tomorrow in New York. 'Tis the season to be jolly, all right, in Vikings country. Today it was the Detroit Lions' turn to make it a Viking Christmas. Oh, sure, Mark Carrier may have picked off Brian Greasy to end a Broncos threat in what turned out to be a scoreless half. But after that, Denver bronked the Lions. Olandis Scary is going to do his best impersonation of one Terrell Davis. He even cut back nicely against the grain here en route to a 45-yard touchdown. It was 7-0 Broncos. Brian Greasy's the quarterback of the future. He threw for this 1-yard touchdown to Dwayne Caldwell to extend the Denver lead. They stopped Detroit in their tracks. 17-7 was the final. Again, yesterday's loss by Dallas and today's Detroit loss in the Motor City has the Vikes in the proverbial driver's seat to not only make the playoffs should they win tomorrow against the Giants, but believe it or not, perhaps even host the game if they can win out. The longer the Vikes play into the postseason, the healthier their star receiver Chris Carter is going to be as he continues to try and come back from an ankle injury. He saw limited action Monday night, and it's not yet known how much he'll see in tomorrow's game in the Meadowlands.
So it makes it difficult, and this is a little different injury than anything I've ever had, so it makes my decision-making process, I'm guessing a little bit more so than I would in the past.
It's a noon kickoff, and despite being a tough place to win, the Vikes are 3-point favorites to win tomorrow. Here's the latest playoff picture. Then Detroit will have to win at the Dome next Sunday for a chance to make the playoffs. The Vikings in great position, and if they can win out, they could still even win the division and get a first-round bye. Green Bay and Carolina both 7-7. The Panthers have the easiest schedule remaining. We'll go bowling in Hawaii next.
What in the world were they thinking? Get what you really wanted at Dayton's After Christmas Sale and Clearance. Doors open at 8 tomorrow.
Whether dodging linebackers for a first down or breaking one into the end zone, I believe in playing to win. But winning isn't easy, especially for kids battling cancer. That's why I've created the Robert Smith Foundation. We help provide the support children and their families need and give funding to life-saving research. The time I've spent with young people like Derek has changed my life, and now I know that hope is on the horizon. Please help the Robert Smith Foundation make a difference. For more information, call 480-429-5930.
I just love this season. So in the spirit, we're donating all our wedding money to the Salvation Army. Because that's where hope and healing begin. Ooh, thanks, doll. Hey, Tony, I got another $1.
The Hay City Theater and Channel 5 supporting the Salvation Army. Insta Sports, the ultimate in high school sports coverage on Channel 5 Eyewitness News.
Hi, I'm Joe Schmidt. Have you ever wanted to be a sports reporter?
Go online at KSTP.com and sign up to be your school's official Insta Sports reporter. It's easy. Just go to the games and report the results online.
Then turn to Eyewitness News and KSTP.com to see all the scores, and you'll get a new cap to boot.
Insta Sports, sports coverage that's really local. That's Eyewitness News.
When bad weather hits, you don't want to wait all morning for school closing announcements, so turn to Channel 5's new School Watch Plus, sponsored by White Bear Lake Superstore. School Watch Plus and Weather Center 5 give you the fastest school closing announcements in central Minnesota and western Wisconsin. Why wait for anyone else? School Watch Plus, fast, accurate, and easy to read, so you can get on with your day. That's Eyewitness News. School Watch Plus, sponsored by White Bear Lake Superstore. The best selection and discounts on Pontiacs, GMC trucks, and Hyundais.
And welcome back. The Timberwolves getting a much-deserved rest right now. They are one of the hottest teams in the NBA, though, with 4 straight wins. Many of the Wolves probably watched New York take on Indiana tonight. Latrell Sprewell had the hot hand early for the Knicks. He scored 13 in the first quarter alone. These two teams, well, they don't like each other too much. Kurt Thomas gave a forearm to Jalen Rose. Somehow both players would get ejected. I don't know about that call. Pacers pulled away in the fourth. Reggie Miller to Chris Mullin for the hoop, and Indiana over New York 101-90 is the final. Safe to say it wasn't a good day for Arizona State. 10 players suffered food poisoning before the Aloha Bowl, including 3 starters. And then on top of that, they were blown out by Wake Forest. Wake led 6-3 in the third when Ben Sankey went over the middle for Jimmy Caldwell. It resulted in a 56-yard touchdown. It was Caldwell's only catch of the game. Morgan Kane added the 1-yard touchdown run later in the third. The Demon Deacons beat the Sun Devils 23-3. Wake finishes the season 7-5 and hasn't been a good year for the Pac-10. Just a slightly bigger crowd showed up for the Oahu Bowl. The reason? The Hawaii Rainbows are taking on Oregon State. This game is still going on. Hawaii took the lead 17-10 in the third. Dan Robinson hit Shannon Harris from 30 yards out. Right now, early in the fourth, the Rainbows lead the Beavers by a score of 20-10. What a year it has been for Hawaii. Does anyone object to Santa taking a little vacation? Jolly old St. Nick probably doesn't get a chance to spend too much time on the water at the North Pole. He was pedaling around the Chicago River today. While maybe he could be of assistance to the Bears and Bulls and Blackhawks and Cubs and White Sox and any other professional sports franchise in Chicago, because they seem to all be struggling.
Earlier in the show, we said that he needed a vacation. And
He was at Hawaii at 5:30 or 6 tonight. Now he's in Chicago. He's all over the joint.
Nice guess.
Covering a lot of territory. Thanks, Eric. A boy and his dog when we come back.
The regular season is winding down. Be sure to catch all the excitement of Minnesota Vikings football on the next Vikings Live. This week, your local Dodge dealers and Best Buy help deliver the highlights from the Vikings-Giants matchup. Channel 5's Joe Schmidt is live in the studio with guys who snap into action. Viking center Jeff Christie and long snapper Mike Morris. Plus, Denny Green's battle plan to beat Detroit and another look inside the Vikings. Catch Vikings Live Monday at 6:30 on Channel 5. You want game? Channel 5's got it.
Well, a Christmas wish came true for a boy from Indiana. You see, Cody Tuttle lost his dog earlier this month. He thought for good, but Dudley was being cared for at an animal hospital after getting hit by a car. A kind couple tracked Cody down using a microchip implanted in the dog. Today, on Christmas Day, the two were reunited. And it feels so good.
Nice. Thanks for joining us tonight.
On behalf of everybody here at KSTP TV and Hubbard Broadcasting, we want to wish you a very Merry Christmas. Good night.
Getting a new car is
a holiday mood, saying Rocker's press release apology yesterday simply is not enough.
You know, it's hard for me to read all of that and just attack after attack after attack and then read the sentence that I'm not a racist. I mean, I'm not saying he is or he isn't. I don't know, but you know, obviously there's some anger in these comments, and that's what I'm saying. That's the kind of explanation that's going to take a long time to get a lot of people to either understand him or forgive him or whatever the case may be.
Rocker turned the quiet offseason into an uproar during his interview with Sports Illustrated, where he attacked New York, New Yorkers, gays, teammates. Typical comment about all the immigrants in New York. Rocker said, "I'm not a very big fan of foreigners," and concluding with, "How the hell did they get in this country?" Atlanta's mayor on Good Morning America pointed out that the Braves team is made up of at least 40% foreigners.
It's really hard to understand how one could make remarks quite like this, but it does not reflect the city of Atlanta, which is known for diversity, or the Atlanta Braves, which is a club that's owned by a person that's just given $1 billion to the United Nations to promote world peace. So I think all of us are saddened, and we hope baseball and the Braves will act immediately.
And so this was more than just rhetoric. This was hate. This was one of the worst manners of speech ever spoken. It's chilling, and it's hurtful, it's damaging, and that kind of individual can't be tolerated in a city.
And for him to single out
people living with HIV and stigmatize them, demonize them, to say that they are a threat to his safety for sitting on public transportation with them. That in itself is appalling and would be cause alone for termination.
For the sake of Atlanta, for the sake of baseball, for the sake of everything that is good about America, it is important that John Rocker, and we would even encourage him, when he said he would not, before he would play ball for New York, he would resign, retire, we encourage him to enter his resignation right now into an early retirement. Right.
Come here, buddy. Come here. Yeah, it is. Merry Christmas, Tommy. Give me a hug. Oh. Oh. Wait.
There are a few precious moments left with a lost loved one, a sister who grieves, along with hundreds of others who come from all over the metro area. They remember Jean Saban, a gifted athlete who not only owned a gym, but made you feel you could achieve any goal you set out to do.
She taught me how to take risks that I didn't, think I could, and she was not afraid of anything.
Jean was a championship biker, was even on her way home from a weekend trip on Sunday when she unfastened her seatbelt for just a few moments to change out of her bike shoes. That's when the accident claimed her life. Police are still searching for the person responsible.
They believe it was Jose Trapala who ran from the scene. Today, prayers offer comfort when answers are hard to find.
We were only told 9.
Not in the one.
Oh, God.
Like the holidays are meant for miracles, magic touched a little girl nicknamed Jaja.
She couldn't even articulate the fact that her mother was ill.
So you honestly believe it was some type of divine intervention?
I honestly believe that that's what happened. It's just not her mother's time to go.
Police say Jaja's mother was passed out in their St. Pete home after taking too many painkillers. Somehow, the little girl, not even 2 years old, got in touch with officers.
I assume she pressed 911 or pressed a number that had already been set in her telephone by her mother.
Shantae Walton, lifelong friend of Jaja's mother, says she isn't shocked by the little girl's quick thinking.
But she's a smart little girl. That's good that, Portia probably told her about it because she's a real good mom.
But the holidays can be tough, and there is a serious increase in depression. According to the St. Pete Police Department, since just before Thanksgiving, there have been 69 suicide attempts. Roughly 10% actually killed themselves. Dr. Victoria Mennel says the statistic is deceiving.
But the depression may get seriously worse, and they may decide to purposefully go to a place where they can't be found, and therefore records are more difficult to keep.
Doctors say there are warning signs. Those contemplating suicide become emotional and begin feeling guilty. They also begin to lose interest. Their sleeping and eating habits change drastically, and they start talking about death and start giving away personal possessions. People forget there's help out there. Jaja's mother did. Jaja's mother is here at St. Anthony's Hospital. We have been told that she will survive, but could suffer some liver damage. Doctors do stress, though, if you do know someone that could be suicidal, just try to talk to them. It could help save their life. In St. Petersburg, Serena Fazan, 28 Tampa Bay News.
I'm here to see the ball drop, to see all the lasers and all the light bulbs illuminate.
That's beautiful.
I am just psyched for 96. It's going to be awesome.
I can't believe it. All these young American girls coming over here naive, falling for the British accent and all that stuff.
It's always been known as Big Ben, but now people may start calling it the Leaning
Happy New Year. We're seeing 3,500 pounds of the world-famous New Year's Eve confetti and dropping in giant balloons released from 13 different buildings. And new this year, 15,000 Corbel champagne helium balloons were released. Anybody in the booth?
It seems to favor younger patients or patients whose disease has been present for a shorter period of time.
Can this be tolerated by somebody, for instance, who has heart disease? Can this be tolerated by people who have diabetes? So there's all kinds of questions that you need to answer.
It's Dominic Forte's 8th birthday, and he and 15 of his closest friends are celebrating by brushing up on their ABCs and 1, 2, 3s.
Because I liked it and I have fun here.
Can you match the ones that are the same?
It's a far cry from the video arcade where Dominic turned 7 last year, but Mom doesn't seem to mind a bit.
I was a little shocked, but I was kind of happy because at least, you know, it's another learning experience for him.
The SCORE learning chain will throw about 400 of these learning birthday parties in its 80 centers across the country this year. They've become so popular, especially here in Great Neck, New York, that parents book months in advance. Forget Pin the Tail on the Donkey. Hitting the books is surprisingly a bigger hit.
I like doing the spelling on the computer because I love the computer.
8-year-old Craig Axelson agrees.
I like doing spelling.
When his score comes up at the end, it means that he's all done and he just needs to raise his hand to get a scorecard. Okay?
The first half of the party is spent on the computer, which fires off increasingly difficult math and spelling problems with SCORE staff members on hand to help.
Kids come in, 15 to 20 kids come in for a birthday party. We set them up on their own curriculum. They work on reading, math, spelling, science programs that are appropriate for their grade level.
But some experts say parents could be focusing too much on making the grade.
I think parents are in an environment that there's a lot of pressure, especially on academics, but birthday parties should be more of a reward, and there are a lot of things to learn from a birthday party other than just academics.
Like any other children's birthday party, there's cake, pizza, and even Pokemon, which makes the joy of learning for these kids even more fun. Claire Laka for ABC News, New York.
Naughty or nice, kids with internet access no longer have to wait until Christmas morning to find out if Santa's journey was a success. Now they can follow his flight via the website of one of the government's most secret facilities. Deep inside its famed Cheyenne Mountain stronghold is the inner sanctum of NORAD, the nerve center of North America's defenses. NORAD satellites and radar keep a constant watch for early warning of incoming missiles or hostile aircraft. But every Christmas Eve, NORAD space defense technicians track a most peaceful activity.
Yeah, we have confirmed the identification of Santa Claus.
It can now be told that it's not Santa's sleigh or a ho-ho-ho that give his position away.
We've all heard the song about Rudolph's nose shining so bright. What people don't realize is that it also emits a significant infrared heat source, and that heat source is sufficient for our satellites to maintain an effective lock during his 24-hour journey. Additionally, we have radar sites and ground-based sensors around the world. So all of these systems, as well as our NORAD fighters in Canada and the US, assist us with tracking Santa Claus.
After years of scanning the skies for the merry old soul, NORAD now knows a few of Santa's secrets.
like how he can make some 750 million house calls in just one night.
The one thing we have learned is that Santa Claus has extremely sophisticated equipment. He's been doing this for centuries. Clearly, he can fly way faster than any jet that we have. In fact, he's been clocked up to 600 times the speed of sound.
NORAD's analysts have concluded that there is just one Santa, aided solely by 9 flying reindeer. And as for that chimney trick,
it's something that we have no easy explanation for, but the bottom line is the guy gets down the chimney. How does he do it? I don't know. One thing we have learned is that he does not need a chimney to get into a person's house to deliver toys. Wherever there's a kid that believes in him, Santa will go.
NORAD officials admit that while some of Santa's secrets are in fact classified, others remain a mystery.
I think it's going to take many years before we crack the Santa code.
There are some things even the government can't figure out. I'm Kurt Epstein reporting.
Which one? Great. So you could talk. Okay, so we'll put a car in. Here's a camera, special camera. Anything else?
How about the flag?
It can be your toy or
Bye-bye.
Great. So you get to open it again in a couple of years. So I'd say bye-bye. Bye-bye,
America. What if you put in your Game Boy?
You can put Game Boy in. No pictures.
You can get new turns.
Is it almost full?
Bye-bye, America. You could get a new turn. Bye-bye, America.
Closing the time capsule.
Goodbye to yourself.